from Pass the Plants, and today we are going to make easy vegan ranch. It is so tasty and it will taste so close to regular ranch, even better in my opinion. And let's get started. Okay, so the base of this ranch is my savory cashew cream recipe, which I'll link to in the description. This is a super versatile sauce that can be used as the cheese inside a quesadilla. It can be used as mayonnaise on a sandwich. It can be used as the base for a dressing such as this. I use it all the time. I always have some in my fridge. So we'll get started with 2 cups of raw cashews. If you don't have a high-speed blender, you can soak the cashews overnight in some water, or you can also cook them in some water over like boiling water for about 15 minutes, and that's kind of a quick soak option. So we've got our 2 cups of raw cashews. You don't want roasted, that changes the flavor entirely. 1.5 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. That just adds that little bit of cheesy, savory flavor. And then we have 1 teaspoon of salt. I love to use kosher salt. And then this is 1 teaspoon, excuse me, of chickpea miso. You can also just use any light soy miso that you find, light yellow or white, just something super mellow. But it adds a really nice kind of fermented flavor, but it's not overwhelming. And then we need about 1 cup of water and a tablespoon to 1.5 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, or another mild unseasoned vinegar like rice vinegar that's not sweetened at all. It's a really good option. And then we blend it on up. So we just need 1 cup though of, so it got a little thick, of the cashew cream as the base for the ranch, and then we're gonna thin it out a little bit with some other flavorings. Gotta watch what I'm doing here. So then we just need about 3/4 cup of water. And then we're going to do kind of a secret ingredient of tahini. You can skip the tahini if you want to. I highly recommend it. It just adds like an extra flavor component that really makes it shine. And then we're gonna add a little bit more salt, so 1 teaspoon of salt. A little bit more vinegar, so 1 to 1.5 tablespoons. Again, that's gonna give it that nice tangy flavor. 1.5 teaspoons of garlic powder. You could use granulated garlic too. And then 1.5 teaspoons of onion powder. In the recipe on the blog, I call for fresh chives and fresh parsley, which is amazing. It is so, so good. But if you don't have that and you don't want to go get that, dried parsley and dried chives work just as well, and I tend to use them more often because I know I always have them and I don't have to make sure I've got the fresh herbs on hand. But I wait to add those until I've blended this up and pureed it, so that we still get those little flecks of green in there. If I added it now, it would kind of make the ranch look green. For that, use my handy dandy immersion blender. So we'll just go ahead and blend it up in here. So now we'll just add in the parsley, or that's the chives actually. It's 1.5 tablespoons of dried chives and 1.5 tablespoons of dried parsley. And we're just gonna zap that so it kind of gets mixed in. Because you don't really want like the huge flakes, but you also don't want it to turn super green. So this needs to chill in the fridge for just about 15 minutes to a half hour. The longer you let it chill, the better the flavors are going to combine and kind of marry together. And I love to store this in any glass jar, but this is kind of a nice option, this mason jar. And see how thin it is? It seems like it's not gonna thicken up at all, but it totally will. So in about 15 minutes, we'll check on this and see how nice and thick it is. And we'll use it in a tofu bacon BLT salad. That is so, so good. So I have a guest, Vida. She's gonna help me show you how the ranch turned out in the fridge, and then we're gonna make an awesome vegan BLT salad to drizzle that ranch dressing on.
And it's going to be so delicious.
Yes,
we're going to love it.
Yeah, so let's show them how thick and creamy that the ranch dressing got when we put it in the fridge for just an hour. Look how thick and creamy that is, Vida. It's a BLT, right? So we need vegan bacon. So I have my tofu bacon that I cooked up a little bit earlier today, and there's going to be a video for that soon. But the recipe's in our description, right in the description below, so check that out. And so we'll chop that up and add it on. But I'm also going to, instead of making it like a sandwich, I'm gonna chop up the sourdough bread and toast it up in the oven as croutons. So we're gonna go back and forth, kind of like we're sawing. Just nice big chunks. Okay, nice big pieces. Just lay them out like this. Okay, so now that we've got the sourdough bread cubes in the oven, we're going to cut up the lettuce, right?
You mean toaster?
The toaster oven, yes. So let's cut up our lettuce and put it in the bowl. Crispy, crunchy. In bite-sized little pieces. So now we'll do some tomato. This is definitely not in season tomatoes, guys. I get that. But it's not summer yet. When it is, we'll have beautiful, juicy red tomatoes from the garden. And then we'll take some of the tofu bacon.
I want to eat this part too.
Okay, go ahead. Let's get it nice and crunched up, or nice and cut up into little bite-sized pieces. And then in a few minutes, we'll get our crispy sourdough croutons out and we'll drizzle the ranch and be done. All right?
We just took the bread out of the toaster.
Yeah, the croutons, right? So those are cool enough and we'll put them right on the top. So we're gonna drizzle on this beautiful creamy ranch dressing. All right, are you ready to dig in?
Zigzag.
A zigzag. Okay, so here's your fork. You're just gonna get a crouton? Ranch crouton. Okay, I'm gonna try to get a bite of everything.
That is a huge bite.
That is a BLT salad. I hope you'll make this. It's awesome. So leave a comment if you have any questions or if you've made it, and hope to see you next time. Say bye, Vita.
Bye.